Welcome to 2026. So for our first video for the new year, we will be unboxing the all-new, highly anticipated Fiio DM15 portable CD player. So this CD player, it's an upgrade from the Fiio DM13, which was released, I believe, back in 2024, a couple of years ago. So this one apparently is supposed to be better because it features the r2r DAC. So it did arrive 2 days ago, and the anticipation, I had to wait because I wanted to share in the unboxing experience with all of you out there and maybe give you my take on this new unit that Fiio is offering that provides r2r DAC. I ordered it about a month ago, but I believe it was on back order. It took a little while to get to me, but now it's the end of January and I finally have my Fiio DM15 with the r2r DAC. Remember last year I did review the Klim Nomad portable CD player. If you're interested, I have the video of it on this channel. But so far after a year, I am satisfied with this particular player. Yes, it does have pros and cons, but overall, I've enjoyed it. One of my reasons for purchasing this player, however, is, for one, the r2r DAC, of course, and I wanted something to use in my car that provides a higher resolution of audio quality. The last 2 months that I've owned the car, I've been using this one, and the sound quality is decent. However, this one will probably provide better sound quality. I wanted something that might have the capability of interfacing with my infotainment system too. So I don't know if it has that feature, but it would be nice and very handy to have that too. I've watched a few reviews of this player and most people are using it for a desktop unit rather than a portable, even though it's being marketed as a portable. I plan on using it probably mainly for portable usage, but I really don't know at this point. It's kind of hard to say. Overall, the reviews for it are good. So without further ado, let's start unboxing the Fiio DM15 portable compact disc or CD player. The quality of the box is really nice. I like when they package electronics in quality packaging when that's being used. So this player here, it's serious business. Definitely. All right, so here it is. Okay, so it looks like it opens from the back here. And pretty serious business. Okay. So it does open from the top. I'm sorry. All right, so 1, 2, 3. And there it is. So we have our instructor's manual, or quick start guide. All right. Ooh, and it has a screen protector. That's pretty nice. And this here. All right. Oh, wow. Look at it. Isn't that nice? Oh, wow. I like the blue, but yeah, that probably... The cover is not blue. This is just the color of the screen protector. It would be nice if it were, I guess. That'd be pretty neat. All right, so let's see what we have here. Don't need that. So we have the USB-C connector for charging or connecting it. You can connect it to your computer as well, which is nice, probably with this. Okay, and a remote. So this player does feature a remote, and if I'm using it in my car, I probably will use the remote. I wonder if it runs on batteries. Yeah, it looks like it uses watch batteries most likely, and those can be pretty expensive. I can't remember the last time I purchased watch batteries. All right. What else do we have? Oh, this is a, looks like RCA to 3.5 millimeter. Okay. All right. This is it. Oh, and I almost forgot. They also give you extra feet. So when these wear out, you have an extra set right here. All right, so far, I like how it feels in my hand. It's smaller than I thought, and it's lighter than I thought it would be. It does have an all aluminum chassis, which is nice. And if it's cold outside, you're going to feel it because it'll be cold to the touch. All right, so I don't think I'll remove this right away. I kind of like the look of the screen protector being blue. That's kind of neat to me. All right, so this is the top, and notice that it has the little indentations here for your fingers to lift up the lid on it. Ooh, I don't like how that closes though. That's not that's not a good design there, because apparently this is glass, and if it were to slam down or something were to sit on top of it or against it, it could cause the glass to shatter. So that's something that is a concern to me. Right? And I love that it has a knob. This is probably the volume knob. Oh, you can press it too. I don't think this turns it off and on, but I noticed that the buttons on it are pretty small. You can see it has a power button, so that's the power. Play, pause, what else? I can't see them from behind it, but let's see. Stop, forward, and EQ. So that's pretty neat there. That's nice. Chances are I will be using the remote because the buttons are small, and as of right now, I don't I don't know the placing of the buttons. So once I have those memorized, maybe it'll become more familiar to me. All right, and I notice it has a bass boost option here. Feels like a 3-position switch. CD in. Not sure if that's for input. Okay, I think that's for the input, and USB in, or you can input a USB. Say you're connecting a flash drive to this unit. You can rip files from it too. It does have that capability. And this is your line out, either through the preamp, looks like, Bluetooth, which I probably will not use. I'm not a big fan of Bluetooth with these types of devices. I tried it with this one last year and it sounded awful. When I'm using a portable CD player, I want to have a more analog experience, one that I would have had during the 90s or 2000s or even 80s. And it looks like there's a spit of out position also. I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever used it before. So as I mentioned before, the DM15 is more powerful than its predecessor, the Fiio DM13. I don't know if they're still making the 13s, but if you prefer the styling or the look of the 13 that does not have the transparent window, that's also an option too. And it's a pretty good CD player. However, you will not be getting the r2r DAC, which this one has. So the r2r DAC, which is 24-bit, and it's supposed to provide a more analog listening experience, giving more details from the audio, which is nice. So like most units of today, this one does have an internal battery that recharges. So once the battery goes, the unit, you can't just change them out. But there is a way to change the battery, to change out the battery. I'm just not sure how to go about doing that, but I'm pretty sure it is possible for those of you experts out there. But the battery, it's a 4,700 milliamp battery, which is supposed to provide 7 hours of playback time. I find that the time, the battery life, the time that they assign the battery life, the number of hours, it's never accurate. It's always less than what they advertise. So chances are you're probably not going to get 7 hours of playback out of this unit. But it does have a feature where you can bypass the battery and run it from electricity by plugging it in, which can save your battery usage. So that's also a plus if you will be using it as a portable and a desktop unit. But judging from the feel of it, this unit it does feel like it could be portable as well. And one of the things that I've noticed that a lot of the reviewers who have reviewed this unit so far are not mentioning is that this unit does have a case that's sold separately. It's a carrying case. The colors that they offer are in orange, black, and red. I did order one. I haven't received it yet, so hopefully I'll have it probably by next week or so, and I can actually carry the CD player without worrying about dropping it and damaging it. So that's something else that you can also buy. And I'll include a picture in the video so that you can see what it looks like. But those are sold separately, and that is an option that you have. It would have been nice, though, if it came with a case this color blue. I would have really loved that. So notice that there are two headphone jacks. You have your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, which is standard on most portable devices. Well, maybe not today. You won't find them on iPhones anymore, unfortunately. And it also has the 4.4 millimeter unbalanced. So you have an option between the two. I used to know what unbalanced meant, what they meant by unbalanced, but I'll have to research that again. Back when I was in school, I studied audio also in college, so I was pretty well versed in balanced and unbalanced connections. But yeah, the thought escapes me now. It's been quite a while since I've actually had to know what unbalanced stood for. So again, the r2r DAC, which is the top selling feature of this unit. Most CD players that you see, such as this one, most likely, well, I know for a fact it does not have r2r, but most portable CD players, and probably desktop CD players as well, feature the Delta Sigma DAC, which doesn't provide as much details in playback as an r2r would, and it doesn't sound as precise. Maybe that isn't the right word to use, but the r2r is supposed to provide more of that. In most CD players, such as the DM15, that one does feature the Delta Sigma DAC, which stands for Digital Audio Converter. And r2r, by the way, stands for resistor to resistor. So we explored the front of the player. Let's take a look at the back and see what we're working with here. All right, so here we have the USB in/record. So that's probably for maybe recording from a USB device. You can rip files on here too, which is pretty neat. I probably will not be doing that though. The Clem also has that feature, I believe. When I listen to a CD player, I'm mainly listening the old school way, just playing back CDs, CDRs. So this player does rip files from CDs too, I heard. So that's another option that you have. I probably will not be doing that because I've never been interested in ripping CD files unless I was actually burning a physical CD, or it's just something I've never done much of. You do have that option with this unit. And this is the desktop mode that I mentioned before. You can have that either on or off to bypass using the battery, the internal battery. And this is the power in, so that's for plugging in the power cord, the power supply, which is a USB-C port, as you can see. And let's see, we have ESP on off. So for that, the thing about ESP, some players will buffer the audio with the ESP switch on. Most players today, or a lot of them today, do offer a lossless ESP quality, which will not sacrifice sound quality. Besides, the whole purpose of listening to a CD is to get CD quality audio, right? And we have the line out optical. I don't know much about optical connections. If you're plugging into, say, your car stereo via aux, you would probably rather use this instead of the headphone connection on the front, because this will give you a better sound quality, and it's not going to be controlled with the volume knob from the front. You can actually control it from the device that you're inputting to. So that also is a useful feature to have. There was a time when the iPod docks came with a line out port or output on them. My first iPod had that capability from the docking station. And you also have a balanced output for the 4.4 millimeter connection here. So you have those two options there. So what we're going to do now, let's open it. See, I don't know if it's best to open it like this or just like this. Try this. All right, so, ooh, I have to set it up like that. We'll remove this. Let's take a look. Ooh, see, I don't like that. That's something I do not like. So that's definitely a con. I wish this folded down slower than it does. There's your laser there. Notice it says Fiio, born for music. Has 3 ball bearings on there, so should provide easy on-off when you're putting in a CD or removing it. That's nice. So let's put a CD in, shall we? See, I don't like that. That's not a good... Fiio, you can do better than this. This is not good. Not for a glass door on your CD player. All right. Okay, so you have a CD in. This is a book on tape that I've been listening to, or on CD rather. Okay, so let's power it on. Does it have? Okay, so it probably has 50% or so battery life right now. Okay, yeah. So what is it saying? Oh, so we want English. We do not want Chinese. So probably select it there. Okay. Sorry, I'm out of frame there. We're going to play. Okay, so it's playing. Let's try pausing. Pause. Did it pause? No, it didn't pause. Oh, it did pause, but it's still spinning. One of the reviews that I watched in this player, I think his channel's name is called Recordology. He reviewed this CD player also. He mentioned something about the transparent CD lid or the door on it. He did not like that at all because of the strobe effect with the CD spinning. That doesn't bother me at all because I'm not, staring at the CD spinning, so that's not going to bother me. However, if I had to choose, I would probably choose something that has part of the door exposed. But this is kind of nice to have too, because I can actually see the CD playing. If you prefer this not to be exposed, where you can see the CD playing, the DM15 does have a choice between a transparent door or one that does not feature the transparent lid. So you do have that option with that one. But as of right now, during the recording of this video, this is the only option that you have for this one. And if you don't like that, you could probably place something over this that will cover it. Maybe you could put stickers on it. I don't know. I won't be doing that though. I prefer a more clean look. All right, so we'll start it up again. Okay, we're on track 1. See, it's playing, so let's forward to track 2. Okay, so there's 2. Okay, let's try out some of the EQs. Okay, see, the display is pretty small. That's something else that feels like it's limiting on this, but you have options. You have rock, dance, classic, hip-hop, if you like hip-hop, retro, and off. Usually the best EQs that they have on there, it's no EQ at all, or maybe the pop or rock, sometimes classical or jazz if you have that, but all of the others usually don't sound as good to me. Okay, so let's try the bass boost here. Okay, so that's bass high, bass low, bass off. So off, low, and high. Oh, it does show you the battery percentage. I think that's pretty neat. That's nice to have. You know, the Klim player, the battery life doesn't seem to last that long to me, and I don't like that about it. So volume. Is this the volume? See, I wonder why I don't see volume level. Okay, I do. Like I said, the display is small, so I can't see it. Plus, I'm unfamiliar with the display setup on here, so that's something else that I'll have to get used to. I heard that you can adjust the brightness of the display. On the Klim, you cannot, and the backlights from the buttons are pretty bright, and the display are pretty bright. So if you're in a dark room, say you're trying to fall asleep, you'll probably want to cover the CD player under the covers so all of that light isn't exposed. So I am planning another album review coming up. I will listen to that CD from start to finish on this player and see if I notice any details in the audio. I'll also try out other CDs as well, but yeah, that's something that I will be doing so I can have some time with it and come back and give you a follow-up review, a short follow-up review. So thank you to everyone for watching, and I hope that 2026 is treating you all well. See you next time. Happy listening.